Hey Giants fans, welcome back to Giants Latest. The Giants take on the Saints on Sunday, and today we're going to talk about the injury report. There's a couple updates on there, players to watch, and then my final prediction for the game on Sunday. So let's get into it. Starting with the injury report, we are down to only 2 players who did not participate in practice, which is a good sign. That list is getting smaller. So we've got Dexter Lawrence, who's still dealing with an illness. Now, I know there are some illnesses going around. Some people that I know are dealing with the flu and all sorts of stuff. So I don't know if that's what it is. They have not specified that's what it is. I also know that Brian Burns was sick last week and he played sick. So Dexter Lawrence is going to participate on Sunday. He's going to play, and hopefully, it's not as long as something like a flu, and, he's feeling strong and ready to go. But if he's not fully 100%, it won't surprise me if they limit his snaps on Sunday, but I'm expecting by the time Sunday rolls around that he's going to be just fine. The next player who did not participate is running back Tyrone Tracy Jr., who is dealing with the dislocated shoulder. No surprise here, he's not going to play on Sunday. I think we talked about this yesterday. We'll probably see him for the Broncos game because I don't think he's going to play on Thursday with that short week for the Eagles. Next up, we had a slew of limited practice players. Dane Belton, DJ Davidson, Chauncey Golston, Javon Holland, Tyler Nubin, Nacho, JMS, and Andrew Thomas. Now, the good news here is that Nacho and Chauncey Golston are headed in the right direction, that they are both going to play on Sunday, which are 2 players that did not play the last couple weeks. So that is going to be very important to this team, especially when it comes to stopping the run. And when it comes to just overall making some plays and helping out this defense. Now, the defense has done a great job over the last week. The Saints are not the Chargers by any means, but just because you won a hard game doesn't mean that you can go into New Orleans and play the Saints and think that you're going to beat up all over them. Because as we have seen from this football team, they are not consistent from one week to the next. And that's something that actually needs to be improved upon. So, obviously having Chauncey Golston out there is going to help, and same thing with Nacho. So I'm really hoping that both of those guys are back. As for the rest of them, Nubin has a groin, Holland has the neck/calf now, DJ Davidson foot, Belton shoulder, JMS ankle, and Thomas, they have his foot/rest. So I'm sure Andrew Thomas, they're still limiting him in practice a little bit, but he played 100% of the snaps on Sunday. I am most certain that he will be playing 100% of the snaps again this Sunday. So I don't think we have anything to worry about with these limited guys. The injury report comes out late on Friday afternoon, which is why I'm recording this earlier. So I don't have the final injury report, but I do ultimately think that all of those guys that are listed as limited are going to end up playing. I think if there's someone who's going to be listed as questionable, in my opinion, it's probably going to be Chauncey Golston and Nacho, just because they have been over the last couple weeks. And I just don't think, I don't know, maybe they'll be ready to go and off the injury report, but I just never know with this team and the injury issues. So I'm going to go on the safe side, think that they're going to be questionable, but that they will play on Sunday. Lastly, we have our full participants here. Jackson Dart, because of that hamstring. Scattaboo, I guess, was dealing with a knee. GVR had a rest day as a vet, and then Russell Wilson dealing with an ankle. But again, all of those guys are full, good to go. They were that way yesterday, except for GVR, who had a veteran rest day. But they're all good to go. I don't expect any issues there. So with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about players to watch. We are going to start with the offensive players. I know that Scat and Dart are so fun to watch, and it's so exciting to know that we have some guys who hopefully are really going to be building blocks on the future of this franchise. So, I'm really excited about Dart because I think that this is going to be an opportunity where Dable puts more on his plate. So someone that I'm really focused on this week specifically is Wan'Dale Robinson. I really feel like he is going to have a big game, to the point like the type of game that he had in Dallas. Again, we know the Saints defense is not very good. We know that, with every week, we saw Dable do this in the past with Daniel Jones, is that every week they start to add a little bit more to his plate if they feel like he can handle it. And Dable loves Dart. I have never seen him behave the way that he does about Jackson Dart. It's like he birthed him and he's his son. I don't know if you guys saw the clip of him on the sideline. I think it was after Dart ran in the touchdown. He's screaming That's our effing guy. And I'm just like, we've never seen him behave like this about anyone. So Dable's in love, which means that Jackson Dart is progressing well, which means that this week 2 of Jackson Dart tenure, he's getting more stuff added to his plate. There's not a doubt in my mind. So I think that means there are going to be more of the middle of the field throws, and I think a lot of them are going to go to Wan'Dale Robinson. So I'm starting him in fantasy because I think he's going to have a hell of a game. Next up, I know we're all focused on the wide receiver position outside of course, Wan'Dale and Slayton. I think it's going to be mostly Beau Collins' job to lose. I think he is going to be out there with the first 2 getting those starting reps. I think as the game goes on, we will see a rotation there. I think we will see some Jalin Hyatt. I don't know how many targets he's going to get, but we're going to see him on the field. He was on the field last week for quite a few snaps, did not have a single target. This week could be different, again, knowing that they're going against a different team. And look, if the Giants are in a position where, let's say at halftime, they're up 17-3, I could see Jalin Hyatt getting some targets in the second half. So again, I think it'll really depend on how the game progresses, but towards the second half, like we saw last week, we saw more of Jalin Hyatt. Now that was because of Malik Neighbors, but I think this week, again, if they have a lead, we will see a lot of Jalin Hyatt. And I still have some sort of faith in Jalin Hyatt. I think he's a good football player. I don't know what the problem is in the building. It seems like there are quite a lot of problems with him. I don't know what it comes down to, but I just want to see him get a target and catch the ball. Like, get out of your head, prove that you're worthy of being on this team, which you are because they haven't cut you and they've given you reps. Like, he's not in Evan Neal's position where he's active on game day, or he's inactive on game day and he's not even dressed on the side. Like, he's active. He's getting snaps. He's playing in the game. Prove that you are worth taking a chance at. So I want to see Jalin Hyatt get some targets this week. And then the other person that I'm focused on with the offense, I think the most other exciting player to watch is going to be Lil Jordan Humphrey, because I feel pretty confident that he's going to get elevated from the practice squad. He does have that special teams capability. And on top of that, he spent all summer with Jackson Dart as his quarterback because he was in with the 2s and he was in with the 3s. So he caught a touchdown from him in preseason. He caught a lot of touchdowns from him in the summer during training camp. So I think Lil Jordan Humphrey is going to get activated and we're going to see him quite a bit in this offense. So definitely another guy to focus on the offensive side of the ball. Let's go ahead and talk about the defense because this is where it's really going to get fun. Brian Burns is leading the NFL in sacks. Abdul Carter finally got 41 snaps as an edge rusher. And what does he do? Go out and has an absolute monster of a game. Multiple pressures, multiple quarterback hits. The most out of all 3 edge rushers on this team has half a sack. This is the week that Abdul Carter lights up and proves that he is a game wrecker, and the Giants picked him at number 3 for a reason. Now, I know as Giants fans, we all know this already, but the rest of the world has not gotten on board yet, I don't think. And this is going to be the week. This is going to be the week that Abdul Carter gets at least 1 full sack in this game. I think he has the potential to get 2. This is the week that Shane Bowen, keep him in at the edge rusher, okay? We don't need to see Tomon Fox this week. We don't. Give us Abdul Carter. 41 plus snaps. Rotate him in there. I don't care how you do it. I think all 3 of them are going to get a sack this week. And Spencer Rattler is good. He's capable of running. He's not useless back there, but our edge rushers are better and they will get to him. So I think this is going to be a big week for the defense. I think it's a really big opportunity for them to go out there and say, we beat the Chargers and that was not a fluke. We're going to beat and we're going to upset some teams and we're going to win games that we're not supposed to win, but we're also going to win the games that we are supposed to win, right? Like they should have won week 1 against the Commanders. Excuse me, like they should have won week 2 against the Cowboys. This is that game, the game that you're supposed to win. Go out there and do it. If Dexter Lawrence is feeling, healthy and good to go, we all know Dexter. I mean, what else is there to say? He's so fun to watch. We're always excited to watch him. And I think we all learned last week, he's good, right? The elbow not bothering him. He's healthy, good. The guy can catch interceptions and run it back, 20 yards almost for a touchdown. So I'm really excited about him. I think Drew Phillips had one of the best games of his career last week. I think he figured out how to make up for some of the mistakes that he's been having over the last couple weeks. He's going against decent wide receivers in this game. There's no doubt about that. He's going to have to deal probably with Olave a little bit, but I think that the reality is Drew Phillips is a good football player, and he struggled a bit this year, like literally everyone else on this team except for Brian Burns. But he has come out and he had a really great game last week. Stack it, build upon it. Do it again this week. So I'm excited to watch him because he's now got 2 interceptions on the season. And, I think if the edge rushers do their job and put pressure on Spencer Rattler, him and everyone else in the secondary, including Ute Banks, are going to have an opportunity to get an interception. Paulson Adebo, my guy, catch the damn ball. He's dropped at least 3 interceptions at this point. Come on, man. Catch one of them. Just do it. So Paulson Adebo is another guy that I'm watching because he's also coming off a pretty good game. Just catch an interception, please. One of you. Honestly, if it's Tay Banks, like, I'll literally throw a party. I don't care who it is at this point. But I would like it to be Adebo because he's been this close on multiple opportunities. So come down with it this time. Be a game changer. Make a big play. That's ultimately what I want to see out of this defense. Now, I'm a little bit concerned about the secondary, knowing that Holland and Newbin are both dealing with some sort of injury. But ultimately, if they're healthy and they're not listed as questionable and they are active on Sunday and they are good to go, you got to go out there, and if you're healthy, you're playing at 100%. Go out there and make moves. So ultimately, I think that they will be okay, but I do want to call it out because I'm a little concerned that, our 2 starting safeties are both kind of dealing with some sort of injury. But again, they were both limited on Thursday. They should be limited again on Friday and should be good to go without any issues. So I think this is going to be a really big opportunity for the defense and for the offense too. For the offense to be like, hey, we actually can score touchdowns in the red zone. We're fixing this problem. Now's the week to do it. And for the defense, keep making those big game-changing plays. That's what I want to say overall. Lastly, what is my final prediction and what do I think the score is going to be? This is a game that the Giants are extremely, extremely capable of winning. They went out there and they upset the Chargers, which is a very big win for them. I think they have a lot of momentum. I think that whatever type of confidence, if they're feeling a little overconfident, you got to rein it in, okay? And all week, we've heard from the players, we've heard from the coaches, the assistant coaches, the coordinators. New Orleans is loud. They are very loud. Do not let them get in your head. You can't afford to have false starts, especially in the red zone, but you can't afford to have false starts back to back like Justin Herbert did last week. That was a problem for them. They can't have the mental errors this week. So if the Giants do all of that, or at least some of it, I think there is a 99% chance that they win this game. I don't agree with Vegas. I cannot believe that they are not the favorite at this point and they're the underdog, but the Giants are a better team. They might not be better coached, but they are a better team overall. And they're putting players like Jackson Dart and like some of the other players on this football team in a position to succeed. Go out there and do it. I think the Giants go into New Orleans. I think they win this game, and I don't think it's nearly as close as Vegas thinks it is. I think it's going to be like a 27-14 type of game. So that's my pick. I'm taking the Giants 27-14. Go into New Orleans, get that win, New York. Let's do it. Rooting for you. Very excited. Let's go, Giants. I will be back on Monday with a recap, so get ready for more.